Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR today, Friday morning, finally Friday, August 6th, 2021. The man they call Meathead and the Matthew Thomas to watch for the week of August 6th, Matthew Thomas.
Hey, that's right. Yeah, that's pretty exciting accolade. I was pretty excited when they gave me that crown. You know, it's not every day you get to be the Matthew Thomas to watch for the week of August the 6th, 2021. But hey, thank you for that warm introduction, Meathead.
Do you feel like that is like getting the player of the week in Major League Baseball? You can be the Matthew Thomas to watch for a week?
I think it's more like you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that book that when you were in school, you could pay money and be in the book, like Who's Who. That's like the equivalent of pro wrestling podcast Who's Who.
You know, you laugh and you make fun, and there's an age difference obviously between us, but that didn't happen when I was in school. However, my daughters, I got them each a book with their name in it and their name put into the story.
Oh, like a choose your own adventure book, or like a regular story?
Like a regular story. Brinley and her red shoes. No, Brinley travels the world, and Piper and her magic red shoes, or something like that.
You know what? I actually had one of those. There was a story where I got to visit the North Pole.
Really? Huh, weird. No wonder our balance is offline. All right. So Matthew Thomas, the Matthew Thomas to watch on the week of August 6th. Who sponsors this program?
That would be Collar and Elbow Brand, maker of fine apparel and garments available exclusively at collarandelbowbrand.com. If you don't want to pay full price for your Collar and Elbow Brand, and if you do, that's fine. I mean, it's worth paying full price for. Heck, if there was a promo code where I could actually pay 10% more to give them more money because it's such a wonderful product, I would do it. But if you are one of those people who are interested in saving money, you can enter promo code LindaKay, LINDAKAY, save 10%. Or I believe it's still going on. You can also enter free, FREE 10 10, not TEN 10, and you can get you $10 in collar and elbow cash, or as I like to call it, collar cash.
Collar cash. We're gonna have to talk to Uncle Al about that one.
I bet he'll like that one.
Collar cash. Huh. That one might be the nugget that you drop for us. And I don't mean, like a butt nugget. I mean, that might be the nugget of wisdom that the Matthew Thomas to watch on the week of August 6th drops on us. Huh. Collar cash.
Just saying.
Hey, but, we have a couple of things I want to talk about before we talk a little Impact from last night and talk about some Smackdown coming up tonight. First off, I'd like to talk about the WWE announcing that I guess at the show you're going to, Matthew, as long as it doesn't shut down, Saturday, August 21st at the Allegiant Stadium in Viva Las Vegas, Summerslam, they've announced a tag team title match for the Smackdown brand. The current champions, the Usos, will take on the former champions in a rematch. Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, the Mysterio family, one-on-one with the Usos.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun to watch. I like the fact that you're giving the Usos a little run now, and I think, do you still have the Mysterios on your? Okay, so I guess
at least Matthew I get a proper pay-per-view points, right?
Matthew will be in attendance, cheering on the Usos in that capacity.
Okay, well, I'll be at the PWR Today Studios in Appleton, making sure that the Mysterios are shown the proper amount of love.
Hey, why don't you go, because they are putting it in theaters, why don't you go watch it in a theater?
I could, but I'm not going to. I already paid for the network, the Peacock, that is, but.
That could be some pretty freaking awesome man on the street, or meathead on the street interviews from you too. You just do it in the theater.
No, see, what Linda and I really want is we want you post-show to call in, and then what we'll do is we'll can it and we'll put it on the next morning. So that way we can hear what's going on live on the street in Vegas.
Oh, that'll definitely happen. And, I think, honestly, I'm not sure how the audio is going to be in the stadium immediately after, but what I found, the audio and the acoustics are always great in the restroom. I think I immediately head to the restroom.
You've made a lot of your living in the restrooms, haven't you?
I do. But if you've ever tried to mic up a urinal, that audio from urinal to urinal is great. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to head in there and just talk to the guy. You know what? If they have not like the individual partition urinals, but if they've got like a big trough.
This isn't Chicago, okay? This isn't Wrigley Field where everybody's peeing into one large bucket shaped like a bathtub.
Yeah. Well, if they've got one of those, because this is the brand new state-of-the-art stadium in Vegas, I'm sure they have a urinal trough.
Matthew, do you remember that episode of The League where Ruxin goes into the, I think it's the Chinese food restaurant, and he goes in and he's washing his hands in a thing, and then the cook comes over and whips it out and starts peeing right there. He goes, "What are you doing?" He's washing my hands. He goes, "No, we pee in this."
And I also remember an episode where there was some multitasking involving a bathroom and a toothbrush.
No water cookies. No water cookies. Oh, you're talking about the other one with Bethesda's partner. Never mind.
A lot of fun bathroom situations on that show.
Baby Jeffrey forever unclean. All right, we digress. I got one more bit of news I'm going to talk about. Let's talk about a little bit of Impact Wrestling. Did you see that Dixie Carter was on Ring of Honor TV this week?
Oh my goodness, really?
Congratulating the women and all the work that they've done in Impact Wrestling and in the industry. And now Ring of Honor is having a women's thing going on as well. So kind of cool to see Dixie showing up on Ring of Honor.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, that is somebody that really, I think, is fair game for any promotion to pull as a surprise guest that's pretty much off of a lot of people's radars right now.
So let me ask you this, and it's kind of a two-tiered question. Does Dixie get enough credit, or does she get too much credit for Impact Wrestling for the 20 years that they've been out there? And Clear Lynch.
I don't know, honestly, that there is enough, because how many times was TNA gone? I mean, how many times was it, hey, they're not coming back, they're going out of business, yet they absolutely, they're still in existence today. And I mean, that was, a lot of that was the Dixie era.
So I'll meet you with that. And that's why I asked the question the way I do. Does she get enough credit, or does she get too much credit? Because while she is the public face of the Dixie era, how much did she do?
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know. I mean, and you listen to their different schools of thought on that, but I don't know the answer to that.
Okay. Well, I thought we'd throw that out there for Impact as we lead into Impact Wrestling. A couple cool things going on with Impact. First off, Wednesday night, did you hear the announcement that the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Championships will be defended on Dynamite next Wednesday?
Yes. So, honestly, it's quite a few months down the road, but man, maybe Impact's starting to see a little something from this cross promotion.
Is it about time? I think it's about time.
Yeah.
All right. So they had Chris Bay taking on Juice Robinson. Chris Bay with the big win there. We also had a number one contender match for the X Division Championship. Jake Something, Davari, Rohit Rahu, and Trey Miguel. I apologize if I mispronounced, but the new number one contender, Jake Something. Fire and Flavor taking on Rachel Ellering and Jordan Grace. Ellering and Grace with the win. Steve Macklin versus Josh C. Steve Macklin with a big win. Here's the match we're going to talk about. The Good Brothers and Kenny Omega, the Elite, with Don Callis, took on the team of Frankie Kazarian. That Forbidden Door is apparently a two-way door. Sami Callihan and Eddie Edwards. So Frankie Kazarian leaking through the Forbidden Door back into Impact Wrestling.
I like what they're doing with Frankie Kazarian. This is something to keep your eye on, because I mean, as great as he and Daniels were for so many years, I feel like a lot of times they kind of got lost in the shuffle. They were that reliable tag team that you could put in the ring with any other tag team.
If you remember.
Yeah. No, you were right. And, with what they're doing with the Elite Hunter, or, whatever his current moniker is right now, having him and his team go over against, what's promoted as one of the hottest staples in wrestling, I think that's a nice move.
Kazarian, Eddie Edwards, and Sami Callihan with the win.
Yeah. No, I like it. And honestly, we talked about potential opponents for Omega that's not Hangman. coming up in a few weeks. Man, I know we were talking about Christian Cage, but I would much rather. I think there's more of a story there for a one-on-one title match with Frankie Kazarian.
Okay. WMRC issues with Eddie Edwards at the end of the show, but you're right. Next week on Impact, they're going to be having a battle royal to determine a new number one contender. Does Frankie Kazarian slip through the back door, the forbidden door again, make his way back to Impact?
Here's the thing. I would prefer it on AEW because I feel like that's a bigger stage.
Door? Wow.
Of course. I mean, it's so wide open at this juncture. I mean,
Oof.
who wouldn't? But if you can't give it to me on Impact or AEW, Kazarian and Omega on Impact, I think there's something for that too.
Okay. Let's talk about SmackDown for tonight. SmackDown has been doing a lot of business and none at all at the same time, right? It's a 2-hour show. The segments are a little stretched out. And before you know it, you're through the entire night and the show is over.
Yeah.
Last week on SmackDown, we had so much going on, so many names. Look at how loaded SmackDown's roster is. And I don't feel we did a lot. But last week, the boss returned, kissed Bianca, welcome back, and then at the end turned on her and said she's going for the belt. Excuse me. We had John Cena basically get his SummerSlam match by tricking Roman Reigns. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Baron Corbin tried to steal it with the mustard on his shirt. We had Edge get bamboozled and side attacked by Seth Rollins. There is so much going on SmackDown.
What really struck me last week too is like you had a lot going on, and you've got Edge coming out, at the hour and a half mark. It's like,
right.
Oh wow, and now comes Edge. I mean, it was a loaded show. And a couple things I want to look for here. I want to see kind of where the fallout is with Balor and the whole title thing. Because here's the thing. I knew it was going to get us to Reigns and Cena, but like Balor's got a grievance. I mean, the dude got knocked out.
He's got to step up and show some manhood.
Yeah. It's like, okay, so you that's how contracts work.
So do we get a Balor Cena match soon?
Down the road? Yeah, I think at some point, the next couple of months you do.
Cena Demon.
Yeah. Or, I mean, maybe there is a prerequisite to getting to SummerSlam now. I mean, maybe we get that on a SmackDown before now in SummerSlam.
You get Cena wrestling on a SmackDown?
It's possible, man. I mean, it is their show now.
It's Fox. Games. Now, NBC Universal, you got to step it up because you're getting a Punk matches, dude. Fox is getting like big 4 main event pay-per-view matches on their live show.
Well, and, also, too, I'm greatly enjoying what they're doing with Baron Corbin. And I look forward to seeing more progression with that, seeing who gives him – hopefully somebody will give him some cash. I mean, are there any –
You almost got that $5 bill.
Are there any 2 bigger heels in the company now than Ziggler and Rude? I mean, they stole the guy's money, and they've taken away his ability to perform, according to him. I mean, it's not looking good for Baron Corbin, but – and I want to say, too, I think we got things moving in a direction that we needed with the women's title on SmackDown. Bianca needs a heel after her. She needs a reason to, be able to, overcome. And I'm glad we got
over. I feel like it's over for Bianca.
Maybe
she has to work her way back again.
Yeah, it's possible. I think so much of what we did not get with Bianca because of the lack of fans was the story of that synergistic, gradual crowd accumulation behind her. And it's you go back.
Synergistic.
Yeah, you like that, didn't you? You like that. You go back to the 2020 Rumble, in her performance there and the crowd that she got behind her, in that. And we then had a year where you really have no crowds. And so, it made sense when she won this past year, but you really haven't had Bianca, with the crowd. And it's just the run, unfortunately, to me has seemed to really kind of rely on the same stuff. And she hasn't, to me, she has not had, man, I think the story and I think the heat, I don't know who's going to do it. If they ever do it, I'm hoping maybe Sasha does it between now and SummerSlam. Whoever cuts
Wait,
that
who's
hair.
on? Who is on? Whose team is she on?
Bianca or Sasha?
No, Sasha.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have any. I don't have a dog in this fight, so I'm not sure. But
the team they call Meatheads. Sasha is a Meathead.
Well, you see, what you really need to do in this draft thing is I like to draft people that haven't premiered yet, and then I forget that I get them on my team, and I'm surprised when they show up.
Oh, gotcha. Nope, I don't know, man. It's not looking good for the team of Nelson Mandela and
you know what, man? I think Nelson Mandela is going to have a very productive SummerSlam. I really do.
We'll have to see. All right. Well, that's a lot going on. And again, folks, coming up next week, when we start doing the Monday shows after next week, we're going to be talking about Rampage on Friday nights.
That's right, man.
Let's talk about the
exciting time
from Sunday through Saturday. This coming week, we literally have. All right, we've got Sunday, nothing, right? Monday morning, we're going to be talking about Raw. Tuesday, we're going to be talking about NXT. Wednesday, we're going to be talking about Dynamite. Thursday, Impact. Friday, Smackdown. And Friday, Rampage. And then the week after that, do all of that again with SummerSlam added into it. And then after that, we're going to add into it All Out. Is it All In or Out? Which one is first? I think it's All Out.
It's like the hokey pokey.
You turn yourself around?
Yeah. It's all around from AEW.
Yeah, all around. Welcome to the all around in the Forbidden Door.
You know what? SummerSlam week, just to throw everything that we've got into it, SummerSlam week, we also probably need to cover some MLW, some ROH, some NWA. Just go crazy.
Yeah, we're going to definitely go crazy. No, it's All Out, I believe. So, and again, go ahead and correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Who knows? But amazing amounts of wrestling happening in the next few weeks. I mean, we have got lots going on. So, and again, Rampage and, like I said, Dynamite is, out there touring. I mean, city to city. Dynamite's going to be in Pittsburgh next week. Rampage is going to be live at the venue on that Friday. This blew me away when we talked about it yesterday. Dynamite will be on a Wednesday. They stay in town and run the building again 2 days later.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. No, it's I mean, the closest thing that I can think of was during the run when they were doing, what was it, a Monday Raw and a Tuesday SmackDown. You were running the same cities for Raw and SmackDown. That's the closest thing I can think of.
All right. Yeah. So, and at allelitewrestling.com, you can actually buy a combo package. You can buy tickets for the 11th and the 13th and just come back again. And I just can't believe.
Kind of makes you wonder what they do on that day in the middle.
They're probably hanging around the town. It rains half the time in Pittsburgh. The only reason I know the weather in Pittsburgh is when my Milwaukee Brewers go to play Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, half of the games are rained out every time. But no, they didn't bother putting a roof on the building.
No, you don't need that.
But no, it's All Out in Chicago. Chicago has literally got sold out in like 15 minutes. AEW Rampage on the 20th. Then we go back up to Milwaukee for Dynamite on the 25th. Then we come back down to Chicago for Dynamite on the 1st at the, I believe that's going to be at the Sears Center or the Now Arena. Sorry, they renamed it. Home of Bound for Glory 2008, by the way, otherwise known as Bound for Glory 4. Then Rampage on the 3rd, and then All Out on the 5th. They are just running it ragged.
Yeah, they are. No, it's exciting. I mean, we talked about it last year. When stuff starts going on the road again, where's AEW going to be? And the whole time, I didn't think it was going to be. I thought they were going to be a lot further along than a lot of people potentially thought. And I mean, you look at the ticket sales, man. You look at that momentum there. That is a hot ticket.
It's a huge ticket. Like I said, United Center sold out 10 minutes. And then look what happens right after All Out. They actually head to Cincinnati, hometown of Jon Moxley. Then, I mean, besides going to Newark for Dynamite on the 15th, they're going to New York City on the 22nd for AEW Grand Slam in the Arthur Ashe Stadium.
And let's be honest, who knows what kind of AEW roster we're going to be looking at by that point?
You never, ever know. Wow. It's a nice time to be a wrestling fan. So, speaking of wrestling fans, we're done talking to you wrestling fans. We're going to go off and we're going to just go watch some clips. We're going to get ready for next week's wrestling action. For Linda Kay, for Matthew Thomas, I'm the man they call Meathead. Hey, thanks for stopping by. So long, everyone.